Cutie Pies. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is Days of Our Lives edition. Today is Wednesday, December the 27th, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this a solid 7.5. You know what? I'm going to give it an 8. I know it wasn't exciting, but there had some really great scenes that I enjoyed. So let's get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, we start off by seeing Jada and Rafe. They all in the bed or whatever, and they spent most of their afternoon in the bed. And so now he's just telling, they're just chilling and talking, and she talks about his light fixture, and she says that's antique, and he says, I don't know, my mom and Gabby did the whole house, and she said I could tell. So then he gets up, and because they're hungry now, and he made tamales the day before. He said his mom or his grandmother passed down the recipe, and Gabby normally makes them, but now that she's in prison he has to make them, and he gets all upset. And Jada says, listen, you're going to go and see Gabby later on, and you can't be in that mind frame when you go see her, because she needs all of the support she can get, being that she's been in the hospital, and she's having a tough time in prison. And he was like, you're right, you're right. So then we see that Jada and Rape continue to talk, and she tells him she loves his family's traditions and everything. And he tells her, they get on the subject about her ex, and she said that her ex, what she has with Rafe wasn't as deep as what she has, uh, is deeper than what she had with her ex. So I don't know, child. I don't know how this storyline gonna all come together, but it's gonna come together some kind of way. So we're just watching to see what happens between Everett, Jada, and Rafe and Stephanie and all of that mess. I don't know what's going to go down. But anyways, that's all with these two, y'all. It was just a nice little cute scene between them. I don't even think they talk about her moving in again. Maybe they did. If they did, y'all tell me in the comments. We go over here to Holly and Tate. He's chilling at the house by himself. It's later on Christmas, and she comes over and she tells him, and he was surprised to see her, and she says, well, she came over because she felt bad about how she did at the bistro and everything. And so they start talking, and he tells her how his Christmas went, and then she tells him about her New Year's Eve, and getting drunk, and Johnny calling Johnny and being by herself. And he was like, why were you by yourself? She said because her mom's been having a tough time, so EJ took her away for like an overnight. And I said, couldn't your mama spend a little time with you on your birthday and then y'all go overnight? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Nobody did. Like Holly is annoying, but y'all did her wrong for her birthday and Christmas. Like y'all pretty much left her on her own. But I know Nicole spent time with her earlier at Christmas, but I'm just saying on her birthday, y'all did her dirty. So, anyways, Tate says he's sorry about that, but he did give her a gift, and I think it was Pride and Prejudice, and everything. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's so nice of you." And so then she said, "I came over here really to see if you wanted another chance if you wanted me to give you another chance." I said, "Excuse me." Mm-mm. I would have been like, "Girl, you need another chance from me." And so anyway, she just tells him, she wants to date him for real, and she's over Johnny. I said, since when? I guess the little talk she had with Nicole and Eric and stuff put her mind where it needs to be. So she says she's over Johnny and everything. Now, is anyone else thinking something's going to go down with Tate or Holly or something? Because now they're going back to the bistro and trying to do their date again, right? Does anybody else think something's going to go down with these pills that they got? Because Holly is not opposed to to drinking. She's not opposed to smoking weed or any of that. Would she, if she found some pills in her meal, or saw a little package of pills, would she give them back or would she take? I'm just saying. Does anybody else feel like that? We'll see. And that's it with them, y'all. He gonna take her back out on this date at the bistro, and they're gonna work it out. Let's move on. So then we see Trip with Wendy. So Trip and Wendy are together, and she's walking, and she's trying to enjoy her Christmas, but it's hard because all she can think about is her parents and how they want her to come home. Ma'am, how they want her to come home, and she doesn't want to come home. She loves her life there, but she also feels like her parents need her, so she's torn. So at this point, she's cold, so Trip says, I'm gonna go and get us some hot chocolate or some hot tea or something, and she says, I'll come with you. He said, no, stay here and enjoy the view and the scenery and everything, and I'll be back. So that's what he does. And then Melinda comes up, And so Melinda sits down and she tells Wendy, can she talk to her? And so they have a nice conversation. These are one of the scenes that I enjoyed. So they're sitting down and they're talking, and Melinda does tell her again how she wished she had left all of that alone with Lee, and that she had actually just liked Lee because she did like him, and she could have just went after their relationship, and maybe Lee wouldn't be dead right now if she had done that. And who killed Lee? They just bounced up off of that. So is that going to be one of the storylines where they just keep on moving and it never not get resolved because Gabby is in prison, and so it's just like okay, let's keep moving. You know what I mean? But anyways, Lee, she just said she wished that she and Lee could actually had a relationship because she was falling for him. So she and Wendy have this nice conversation, and everything, and then Wendy starts telling her about her parents and how they're pressuring her to come back to China, and she doesn't really want to, and but she loves her life here. And then Melinda moves Wendy's hair. It was a nice little scene with these two, and I said, well, why would y'all give us this where we could actually see Melinda having someone else outside of Sloan, to dot on and everything. But they're having this moment, and right before Wendy answers on what she wants to do, Trip comes back and he's like, everything's okay. And Wendy's like, yeah, everything's good, because she's just had a nice conversation with Melinda. So then, child, we go over here and we see Mimi. Come on now. So then we go over here and we see, Harris came up on Ava and Stefan with the drugs. And he was like, what y'all doing out here? And they said, oh, well, we've been having troubles with our shipment. So we came out. And so Harris was like, well, who in the store? Who watching the store? And they said, we don't have customers for a few hours. So that's why we both came out to make sure everything is good. And Stefan was like, let me get this flour in, because, he opened it up. And the flour has drugs all up in it. So he's trying to get it in and get it away from Harris, right? So then we see Ava and Harris talks, and he said, I know what you're doing, Ava. And she's like, what do you mean? He said, you're lying to me. Tell me the truth. My breakup with our breakup was never about Stephanie. It was always about you lying to me. And she was like, how am I lying to you or whatever? Because she think he uncaught her. Baby, I said, Terrence, you're gonna have to be a better detective than this. Why does man think Ava and Stephen got something going on? And she said, what? Yeah, you're right. I still see him as Jake a little bit, and our feelings just came from there. He said, how long has this been going on? She said, It's real new. It just started and everything." I said, Lord Harris, now you're better than this. They told you a drug drop was going down around here. You see Ava and them with a shipment, and you automatically think it's because she messing with Stefan, instead of saying, well, what's in the bag? See, instead of saying what's in the bag, like, come on, what's in the boxes? What's in the packages? I said, well, love is blind, because baby, you didn't. Okay, Harris. And so Ava just tells him she's sorry, and he says, he hates this or whatever. He really didn't care for her, and she tells him, I hate that I'm lying to you, because she don't want Stefan. But she says, I hate that I'm lying to you and everything, but I hope we can be friends and you can forgive me. And she moves on about her business. So then Ava comes outside of the bistro and she meets Wendy and Trip. And Trip says, I hate that, Mom, I need you to understand when I tell you this. And she was like, what? Oh my gosh, Wendy, you're pregnant. Oh my gosh, I can marry. She was so happy. And Trip said, no, no. And Wendy said, I'm moving to China. And Trip says that I'm moving with her. And I said, oh, so that's how y'all going to get rid of them? That's how y'all going to get rid of them? That's why she went to Trip and not Johnny, because the characters are leaving the show. I mean, they don't have a storyline, but dang, I'm sad to see this. Um, they never give. They always bring Trip back just to have him leave. So I guess this is a way to get rid of these two characters. And I said, dang, you look young. Court just went away. I guess if you have Holly and Tate, you're like, we don't need y'all. So go on now. Okay, all right. I mean, that's it. That's it. So then, anyways, Stefan ends up meeting with what's his name? Harris. And Harris says, I want, Stefan's like, whoa, what you doing back here? Because he was still trying to move the drugs. And Harris says, Ava told me everything. And he was like, What? Wait. I need you. He says, you're a married man. I don't have to remind you that Gabby's in there. And so now Stefan is confused, like, what you talking about? And he says, and I just want you to know that I'll be watching you. Because Stefan is like, what are you trying to say? He's like, I'll be watching you. And I don't want you getting Ava mixed up in anything. I'll be watching you. And so now Ava gonna have to catch Stefan up on making him know that Harris thinks that they're the item. And y'all, that was it. That was Days of Our Lives today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for an all new episode of What Happened on the Soaps Days of Our Lives edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.